Hello, guys. My name is Justin McClendon, and today we're doing a new video called Evil Supervillains Origin Stories, Roblox Mad City Edition. Let's go. So the first one is gonna be this guy named we're gonna call him Darkness. So this guy is basically kind of similar to Dark Matter from Heroes of Robloxia, but it was a limited his origin. So he was basically from a different place called the Darkest Underworld, which is really his first world. The Dark Demons remain. He was basically 10 years old when he was in there. And his mom never let him go outside because it's so dangerous out there. He basically decided to disobey orders and basically said go out there anyway, and he started being attacked by random demon dogs. He was running at him, causing him to fall all the way to the entire black hole. It travels him to on Earth, where he basically has completely dark powers when this black lightning electric power strikes him down, causing him to be extremely powerful. And we're just gonna call him Dark Matter, I guess. I don't know what his name is, but he's basically like a powerful guy. That's honestly just his origin, I guess. Next up, we have the one called Ditchman. So Ditchman is basically a evil supervillain who basically has a tragic ass. It goes like this. So years ago, he was basically like 29 years old when he was walking into the old alleyway to find himself home. When he was basically walking, he noticed that he ended up being, well, I honestly don't know, but he ended up being attacked by a bunch of weird thugs trying to take his money away. He basically refused and he started fighting them. The thugs didn't even try to shoot him, but he ended up running away. They started running away. Sometimes any fall off a cliff and basically stabbing the chest blood laying on the ground. Later he was to you know what and basically lived another life. But instead of being a superhero like he is, he'll be a villain who getting revenge on those guys. That's all it. Next up, we have a villain named, we're just gonna call him Ninja. So this guy named Ninja is basically the main nemesis to a guy. Let me tell you his origin. So back in the 70s in Japan, he was basically a nice, normal 17-year-old boy enjoying his daily life. Not until his uncle King Kong Woon comes to come and visit his family and basically says, go away. And he basically said before you leave for the whole night, he basically gave him so that I have the soul of dangerous. So he got it, and later on tonight, he was just in his bedroom. Later, a loud scream from outside. I don't know what it was, but he basically had this weird looking thing that the stone started to crack open, breaking on itself, and it ended him all the way to outer space, and he went to a different dimension. So, it's basically powerful stuff. And it's basically, he has the power of an ultimate powerless ninja. And he turned into a life of crime when he noticed his friend was killed by some type of midnight shogun. But that's honestly what I have to say about him. We're gonna do heroes because I haven't done that in a very long time. Let's do it. Next up, we have The Flash. So he's actually a ripoff of The Flash. I don't know why they always want to make ripoffs, but anyways, let's get back to it. So he used to be a scientist in a robot lab called Roblox Corp, which is basically just placed in Roblox, yeah. And he was basically just working there one night because he has a night shift. But out of nowhere, a big lightning struck up here and slashing the heck out of him, causing him to knock out for like 5 whole hours. By the time he finally wakes up, he knows that he has superpowers and his place is gonna explode. So he got all the people that was in there with him and got him outside quickly to safety. And his place even though exploded. And that's now how his origin ends, because he was days he's been acting a little bit weird. He keep on seeing his hand move so fast. He keeps on running away. What do we even do? What do we even doing sometimes to walk? And he being bullied and he one breaks. But basically has one harsh nemesis and might be the ghost, I believe. But that's not all. He's basically like a superstar booster. Next up is this is him called the Whoopin' Hairless Tire Maker. So he is basically a brilliant scientist when he basically invented a lot of things. He's basically 19 years old and he basically invented the Turtle Twister, which basically allowed him to make anything he wants. Until one day he woke up and his all changed because while making an invention one day, he make a ultimate iron twister, and he's so happy that it's called the Terror Maker, and it's so happy that you didn't know his skin color is basically black. He's like a black superhero. Let's get this. So he's basically until robbers came in trying to force him to give him the power so he can have the power he wants, but they refused. So he ended up being a punch in the head, killing him in the chest. His dad basically was so angry by this that he went to the house and went to church to pray, but it did not work. So he went to the science lab and basically said, "This thing on his chest, I have no choice but to do it. I'm sorry." And he basically ending a gun in his chest and basically saved his life. And he became the Terror Maker. That's pretty much it. Next we basically have this girl who is getting frostbite. So frostbite is basically this girl from outer space who is basically in a born called her mate Amanda. And she basically her real name is basically Amanda Waller. And she is a relaxing habit. When we went to her planet stars to class, she was still a baby, so her had to find out how to keep her from getting destroyed like the rest of them. So she basically sent her to a space pod and sent her to outer space. And luckily, she landed on Earth and all alone. One second. So he landed in the middle of a building of New York, and she basically has ice powers. So years later, she was basically 17 and she built her own suit. And she basically has powers that she can use frostbite in it. But by the way, that's her origin. So let's get away. Next up, we have the fireman, the hero and the leader. So by the way, he's basically this fireman who, but that's not the point. His name is basically Arthur the Hen Nymph, and he basically used to be a firefighter. However, one time when he was on the job, he ended up getting burned all over his body that he had to be sent to the hospital. He ended up so bad that this fire weird demon basically gave him like fire powers to order the him alive, and the skin is okay again. So he basically counts as fire. That's actually all. We already know his origin already. Next up is this girl named Vaynet. So Vaynet is this girl of a daughter named Trigon from DC. I'm not gonna make a rip off, but she's had enough of his evilness and decided to go to a world of good. So she went to the world of good and basically knows the book really called Earth. So she decided to live there for now with a superhero team called the Men. So they kick her butts, and she said he basically quit that team because they're way too violent and knows they're super villains. So she decided, well, that's actually all for today. I hope you enjoy it. Bye bye.